Hello everyone. Today I'd like to give you a run through of a few of the racing pigeon breeding projects I'm hoping to tackle this year, and give you a look at a few of the young birds we've bred so far. In this video you'll be able to see a few of the regular coloured racing birds, which I don't usually show in my breeding videos. These babies are of course from my recessive opal spread project, which has had its own update video if you're interested. Unfortunately we haven't bred our goal yet, and this project is going on hold until next breeding season. A new project of this year is Spread Brown, which I really think is a great colour. This hen is bred out of a racing bloodline, but this family of birds hasn't been raced in many years, so I'm going to cross her into my race birds before I try the browns on the race truck. I have a plan to hopefully do some winter breeding with this hen, and possibly have some browns to race next year, if all goes to plan. Of course, things rarely do go to plan, but we can hope. This is what I hope to do with her. First, I'll pair her to this blue bar, who is one of my better long-distance stock birds. All the young from this pair will either be blue bar, blue check, or black, because the hen is a check carrying bar underneath the spread gene that covers over her pattern. Unfortunately, any blue bars or blue checks won't be useful in this project, nor will any hens, so they'll just go into the race team or be given to friends. Only the cock babies will carry the sex-linked brown gene, so we need a black male baby from this pair. Once that baby is old enough, I'll pair him to a good long-distance hen, maybe one like this dark check. From this pair, some of the daughters will be brown bars, checks, or solid brown spreads like we're aiming for. A brown spread daughter would be ideal, but any brown hen is useful for the project. Unfortunately the cocks will all be blue, but again they'll have a chance to prove themselves racing. Finally, we'll pair a brown hen back to her black father, and we should have some half-decent brown spreads to test and improve in racing competitions. It would be nice to have this project completed in a year, but realistically, it'll probably take 2 years, and I'll be okay with that. Then we'll just take the best performing young and keep on improving them. These two ash reds are the future of the yellow racing pigeon project. They are half brother and sister, both from the champion red check cock that you would have seen in the previous yellow project video, but from different hens. I'm hoping to get a yellow hen when I pair these birds together, but it is slightly complicated. You might know that the genes that control colour and the dilute gene are both found on the Z sex chromosome. And the problem I have here is the cock carries both ash red and blue, as well as dilute, but his single copy of the dilute gene is found in his chromosome that carries the blue gene. I'm sorry if that didn't make too much sense, but what it really means is there's a bigger chance that he'll give us silver babies rather than yellows. Just like in the Spread Opal project, on this project we're relying on another crossover to occur to give us the yellows that we're after. Given the breeding of these birds though, I'm absolutely confident that their young of any colour, red, blue, silver or yellow, will all prove themselves well when racing. I don't have any plans to breed recessive red based yellows this year. I would like to perfect the recessive red project itself first. In a previous video you might have seen this pair, and I mentioned that some people might not agree with the pairing. Some people believe that it produces poorer quality recessive reds. Well, I did pair these two intentionally and with a definite plan. The reason I did it is twofold. First, I wanted to put the spread gene into my recessive reds, which is one step in making a nice, deep brick red like you'll often see in show pigeons, rather than the weak coverage that we currently have. The hen here is an ash red spread, so she is a perfectly fine option to give her spread gene to the next generation. The second reason is that I need hens for this project. Colour is sex-linked, so I could tell very quickly in the nest the sex of the babies. Any ash red babies were definitely cocks, and any blue or black babies were definitely hens. Unfortunately, things didn't go exactly to plan, and all of the young ended up being cocks. They'll go to race this year, and if they have success, they might be used again in the breeding project. But for now, the project is on hold until breeding starts up again in Australia. Finally, I'm hoping to make some progress on my Andalusian racing pigeon project. I'm hoping to breed a homozygous indigo Andalusian, which looks like this. Again, thanks to Edward from Romania for allowing me to use his birds as an example. You might have heard in the other videos, I think this hen might have the sooty gene, which is making a slight mess of her colour. So in an effort to try to both clean up the colour and improve the quality of the flying birds, I'll be pairing her to two blue bars. The first is the longer distance blue bar you saw earlier in the brown project, and the second is this one, who is more of a sprint or middle distance bird. I know some people don't like mixing bloodlines like this, but I have confidence in this project. I'm hoping to breed a line of Andalusians who can reliably race up to 500 kilometres. I'm hoping I'll be able to get the birds I need out of just 2 nests, but we'll see what happens. I need to produce either a pair of Andalusians, or an Andalusian and an indigo. They'll of course be half-siblings from different fathers. Depending on if we end up with a pair of Andalusians to breed with or not, between 1 in 6 and 1 in 8 of the babies will end up being the beautiful lacy colour that we're after. Then we can simply test them on the racetrack, and continually bring better genetics into the family. Given spread and indigo are both dominant genes, producing a good line of flying pigeons in this colour shouldn't be a difficult task as long as you have good birds to breed them into. Of course, there is also the barless project that I have going on, as does my friend at Maney Lofts. There are a few of us in Australia now working on producing quality barless pigeons, so I think in a few years you shouldn't be surprised if you see a few barless birds racing well over here, despite all the comments from the barless haters. That's pretty much all of my breeding projects for the year, but I'll leave you with a look at some of the younger birds we've bred so far, and I hope you've enjoyed this update.